You ready?
Oh shit, yeah.
Here it comes.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hey guys, DJ Wonder Chrissy, and it's Tuesday morning, about 10 o'clock. Beautiful day. I think we're gonna hit another 80-degree day. The last 4 or 5 days have been picture perfect here in the Midwest as we roll through fall and heading towards Halloween, folks. Expect a lot of wet and cold rain coming up in the next couple of months here, and then we're heading to snow. So today let's talk about Ford, because there's been a lot of developments going on there. Ford laid off 330 employees in Chicago and Lima, Ohio, as a result of the UAW closing down those facilities. So I think the Chicago layoffs are a result of a stamping plant that if they're not building the trucks, there's no need to do stamping. So Ford took the action of laying off some workers, and I guess it's going to increase the number of workers that UAW is going to have to pay for with layoffs, so our strike pay. But that's not it. There's more going on at Ford. Let's talk about, like, the last year, the government was looking into the Ford Bronco, and one of their engines, I think it was like a 3-cylinder engine or something, which was odd to begin with. But anyway, with the rollout of the Bronco, Ford started making their own valves for the engine, where before they were paying somebody to make their valves and use them in their engine. For some reason, some smart guy somewhere decided that Ford should make their own valves, and when they rolled out the Bronco with a specific engine, they started seeing catastrophic failures in the engines, where they would, like, the valves would go bad and the engine would seize up, and this would all happen within like 5,000 miles of purchase. So that was going on last year. I hadn't heard much about it until yesterday, where our government is the National Traffic Highway and Safety Board is forced Ford to potentially recall 700,000 vehicles and expand this issue with the valves to many more vehicles. So yeah. Remember the old slogan, "Quality is job one"? That was just what that was. It was a slogan. Today at Ford, their motto should be "Recall is job one." They certainly do a hell of a lot of recalls. I think I saw so far this year they recalled 4.1 million vehicles. Think about that. That's with an M, million. 4.1 million vehicles. Do you want to buy a car or a truck from a company with a record like that? I don't think so. My dad had, when I was a kid in the 80s, my dad bought a brand new Ford Granada, and it was a beautiful car. But it rusted out within like 5 or 6 years. I've never seen a car that rusted so much. And other than that, I think it was okay. It was black, though. Back then, they didn't have the clear coat and stuff, so it was never clean. Every time you washed it, it always showed the scratches and never looked clean whatsoever. But since then, I mean, my family's had a lot of, when I was growing up, they had a lot of secondhand cars. We had a lot of Chevys. We had a Ford Pinto, right? Go research that one. That was I actually drove that as a kid, and when they came out saying that you could die in an explosion in that thing, my dad still drove it and let us drive it. So that's how things have changed in the world, folks. Today, if that would come out, you would see kids not even drive that car if that had a problem. Their parents would sell it on the open market for free if they had to. But anyway, so yeah, we had I think we had some Bel Airs, we had Granada. Then my dad got smart in the late early 90s and went with Toyota. So that seemed to solve a lot of the problems he had with cars. But anyway, so that's Ford. They're recalling more cars, another 700,000 plus, because of potential engine failures. So, and I don't think that if they have to replace the valves and the engines, that's not going to be an easy fix, and that takes some time. So, I would think that someone's losing their job over that one right now if they haven't already. So let's talk about the next action. I mean, we're like, what, 17, 18 days into the strike now, and I guess Ford is doing their best to resolve the strike along with the big three, but it doesn't seem like it's going very well and going very anywhere at all quickly. So the UAW's hunkering down, and yesterday or just recently, Ford has come out and said they are canceling all deliveries of the F-150 Lightning to dealers. And also, it's, according to this article, it sounded like they wanted to take any that are on the dealership lots back potentially for further testing. Yeah, they're canceling any inventory that was going to be created for dealers and not sold of the Ford F-150 Lightning, so they can do further testing. But I guess it's okay if they've already been sold, right? They don't care whether or not that one was tested. They just care about the ones that are going to be sold in the future. That seemed kind of odd to me, but well-founded based on Ford's commitment to overall chaos and lack of quality, if you want to characterize it properly. Yeah, I wish that I was making this stuff up, but being an American car company that's in cahoots with the government, yeah, and we didn't talk about the $9 billion loan that the government gave them to move forward with their electric car initiatives. I kind of wonder about that one. But anyway, I'm sure you and me, the taxpayer, are paying for that. But things just seem to unravel, and Jim Farley, the CEO, seems to have a lot of the same traits as some of our people in Washington who are trying their damnedest to destroy our economy. So there you go. That's all I have for you today. And I know the Ford videos seem to get a lot of views. People love to hear about Ford, so I got another one for you today. And you know what? I'm going to continue with my last video, and I'm going to play taps, but this time for the American consumer who has purchased a Ford car. That's who we'll pay taps for today, folks. So be solemn. Salute the consumer who buckled under and stood up and actually bought a Ford, given all the facts and figures that we know about Fords and Ford cars today. So gotta salute them, folks. DJ Wonder Chrissy, over and out.